I'm Daniel, the past life regressionist, and it's time to begin.
Lift off and the clock has started.
This is Timeless Spirituality. Enjoy each and every time. Hey everyone, welcome back to Time of Spirituality. It is time for a brand new episode. This one was recorded back in the winter of 2024, and it was part of the Faith versus Belief series, the difference between faith and belief. And this was a fun one. It was a little goofy. I think there was a lot of substance to it, but really enjoyable overall. So I wanted to air this, even though I want to go in a different direction with the show still, because I think there was a lot of substance to this episode. And with that, my question for all of you, what do you want to see on the show? I really want to reinvigorate the way things are going. So what do you guys want to see more of? Just go ahead and send me a message on Instagram, or you can use the contact tab at my website. And with all that said, if you would like to book a regression with me to discover who and in where you have been throughout time, you can reach me on Instagram at The Past Life Regressionist or book through my website, thepastliferegressionist.com. And now it's time to begin. Desirae, one of the first guests on Timeless Spirituality. Welcome back. How are you doing today?
Hi, Daniel. Thank you for having me. I am doing amazing. How are you?
I'm nostalgic right now. Longing for the simpler days of episodes. Yes. Was yours episode 9, if I remember correctly?
It was. See, didn't even break double digits yet.
Hadn't even broke double digits yet. I think I released 4 episodes in the first 3 days. So yeah, that was probably, was that December then? Of December or January? December 2021 to January 2022 when I released that episode then.
Yes, because we've recorded in November of 2021.
Longing for the simpler days of the...
Yeah. It was simpler then.
As we're recording this right now in late January of 2024, I've released 80 some episodes. So when this one comes out, we'll be over 100 by that point. So, back to the days when I was a wee lad.
That's crazy. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. I'm proud of you too.
Thanks.
That was a great episode. I enjoyed that one. It was fun. We had some good laughs.
We did.
Are you ready for the first question? Because I think maybe, was I playing this back? I don't think I was playing this when we were. Okay, so it's gonna be fun. Okay.
No, you weren't playing this. Go ahead.
Yeah,
and you're gonna know. You're gonna know the year anyway. But go ahead.
Okay. So, Desirae, what is your favorite song about time, and why?
Okay, my favorite song about time has not changed since the recording of my other episode, so the song is Good Riddance by Green Day. And now the reason why is just because it's in the first verse. Time grabs you by the wrist and directs you where to go. Like, come on. You got to go with the flow of what life gives to you. You know, that's basically it. You know the year. Come on.
Yeah, it was 97, wasn't it?
I think so. I don't know. I should have checked that before.
I should double check.
What, you're allowed what? 2 years?
2 years, yeah.
Okay.
Let me double check this. I'm pretty sure. Because it was big, I remember, in 98, because that's when it was the graduation song around that time.
Yes.
Let's do, Good Riddance. It says, released December 2nd, 1997.
You see? You got it.
Cool. All right.
You get it?
Yay.
Still proud of you.
Thank you. You're right. That was just like a gimme. That
was,
that was a good one. It's a great song.
It is. So, plus, I like it starts with fuck. Like, that's the opening, but you don't hear it. It's very subtle.
Like, fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like also, the first word.
Fuck. Yeah.
Like, awesome.
All right. Are you ready? I know I wasn't asking this question back then.
No.
Are you ready for the next question?
Yes.
What do you believe in?
That's what I believe in. There's a lot. And I should have had something prepared because I've been listening to your podcast since then. And when I hear you ask other people that, I'm always like, okay, I'll have this. I don't know. Why do you it's like when you're on a game show and somebody asks you a question, you're like watching it from home, you know the answer. And then you're
going to be very
put on the
stumped for the
spot.
fourth question then.
Oh my God. What do I believe in? I believe in love in general, self-love, love of life, love of lessons, love of knowledge, just love. And I didn't expect that to be my answer.
I love it. All right. For the third question, just want to remind everyone a little bit about who is Desirae?
Who is Desirae? I'm still trying to figure that out. I know before I gave you an answer about who I thought I was, but I've done work on myself since then. So I'm a cosmic entity attempting to live life in this meat suit that I've been given. And that's it. That's all I got.
Okay, this next question could go one of two ways then. Are you ready for the most difficult question I will probably ever ask you?
Oh God, yes, I am. God.
And this also serves as the jumping off point for this conversation because there is no follow-up that I have ready. So we're going to see where this one takes us.
Okay.
Remember how you were telling me you can go on rants?
Yeah.
This is going to be one of those times. If you need to work this out while you're speaking it out loud, I encourage that.
Okay.
Well, let's talk about something else really quick as I build up the suspense.
Okay, go ahead. I'm ready. I guess. I don't know. Go ahead. What do you want?
It's a nice day out here in Los Angeles today. It's in the low to mid 70s. Okay, never mind. We're not going to talk about the weather.
Good, because the weather here in Jersey is not good at all. It's dreary and cold.
What is the difference between faith and belief?
Difference between faith and belief. Oh my goodness. The difference between faith and belief. I think faith, and I have to say, I think, because I don't know. I think that faith is something that you feel wholeheartedly, like undeniably in yourself, that there's something out there that can pull you in, that you just know in your soul and in your heart. That's having faith in something. And to me, believing in something is you can learn to believe it. Like you can feel something for, like if you question it, but then you like to believe in it, like you can. Okay, it's kind of trying to get my words right. I don't know how to explain.
So let's work it out. Let's work it out.
Yeah.
This is fun.
So,
well, at least I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, I know, because you like to watch people's brains tick. Yeah, faith to me is just knowing, like feeling it in your soul, like you just unconsciously know it. You have faith that, it's just like an undoubted thing in your soul. Believing, I feel, is, like I feel like you can learn to believe in something. Does that make sense?
I'm with you on the journey right now.
But do you get what I'm saying? Like, okay, because I'm
with you as you're working it out right now.
Yeah, yeah. And I feel like sometimes I feel like people with faith and belief, some people are more concrete in their faith of things where their beliefs can change. And I think that's the difference in faith and belief, if that makes sense.
How about some examples?
Okay, some examples of faith and belief.
Before you do that, is it okay if I ask you a question?
Of course, go ahead, because that may help trigger something in my brain. Go ahead.
Is it a good idea on my part to not include this in the list of questions that I sent to people ahead? Because this is the theme for season 5 is faith and belief. You
sent it to people ahead. You didn't send it to me ahead.
Oh, no. I've left this question off
purposely.
Purposely, yeah.
So it might be something that, depending on who it's for, you might want to give them. See, and that's the thing, I don't know.
Yeah, so Desirae had nothing coming into this one because sorry for jumping in, but usually I send out, most of the questions I ask are in the moment. I do send out a little bit of an outline ahead of time of just the basic ones, like what's your favorite song about time and why, because we play the game. What do you believe in? Tell me a little bit about yourself. And, if we're doing a past life regression episode, just a couple basic questions about what that'll be.
Yeah.
So that is the outline that I send out. But for the couple that I've recorded about faith and belief, I've left that question off.
And I didn't get any outline for anything.
You didn't get anything. Yeah, it was just like, we're just going to go into this. We're going to see. So, all right. Yeah. I just wanted to let everyone know that that's what I talk about with prep. But Desirae had no idea, and it was fun. So should I leave this question off just to for everyone?
I guess it depends on who you're going to, like, whatever other topics you're going to talk about, and who the person is, then they could think about it. But honestly, it is a good question because it does make you think. Because there is a difference between, some people may not think that there's a difference or may not believe that there's a difference between the two, but I feel that there is.
So here's like the really, really fun part about this. And I like that I said like a couple times in that sentence. I'm asking this question, yet I don't think that I've fully have figured it out yet. This is a question I've been pondering for a couple months now.
Which is why you're asking it to people to get their opinion on it.
Yeah, I mean, and it's also just fun to see people
struggle with like the smoke coming out of my ears. Good thing I have headphones on.
Oh my, because it's such a simple question, but it is so complex.
Yes.
So like so for me, there's just I'm sorry.
You like watching people squirm.
I do. Because I feel it too. So I just want to say right up front, it's something I'm still trying to figure out. Sure, I can give you some examples, but at the core of it, it's in a moment. I'm like,
yours is different. Your opinion on it is different than anybody else's.
So Desirae, you have the floor.
I guess like an example of faith is like people have faith that things are going to always work out, or like, I have faith that I'm gonna be where I need to be in my life, and like everything's going to work out how it's supposed to. That's having faith in something, But even in that sentence, I use the word belief, so it's like they go hand in hand. If that makes sense too. Like, and I don't think anything really makes sense because nothing ever makes sense. Everything is interchangeable, and things, when you think you know them, they don't pan out that way, and things change. And like, I feel like beliefs can change if you have knowledge of, or you open yourself up to knowledge or new opinions, your beliefs can change. But I feel that faith usually, if you have faith in something, it's uncontrollable, and it's wholeheartedly that your soul just sticks with that thing of like, this is what I'm going to use the other word, believing in, but it's in a different context, I think. I don't even know if that makes sense. It'll make sense to someone.
Oh, I'm just going to sit here silent because I think that there's still more that you're working out.
And I know I am.
Go for it. It's okay. This is great. Honestly, this is great right now. Not just for my own enjoyment, but I think that this is just so helpful for people to hear the process of what does it sound like to figure this
because
out.
I don't feel like you can explain what faith is without using the word belief, if that makes sense. And it doesn't, but to me it does.
I'll give it a try right now.
Go ahead.
I don't know if this is an example that I've used yet on the podcast or one that I was just sitting there thinking about. I think, no, this was used on the podcast, I believe. Okay, it starts now. It's an action scene in a movie, but it's not a movie. It's real life. You're standing at the precipice of a cliff. Mm-hmm. There's an army running up behind you. Mm-hmm. It's just you. And they have every weapon that you can imagine. And these are people across all generations of time. You have Mongols coming after you. You have Native Americans. You have French waving their white flags. And then you have, just warriors from all these different, I like French people. I was in Paris over the summer. They have really good food there. And I like my food.
You do.
So they're all coming at you and you're like, what do I do? What do I do? But it's this cliff. You can't go anywhere because if you go away from the cliff, you're walking towards all of these, not invading armies because they're not invading. Well, they're invading your. Okay, I digress. But they're coming at you. Oh no, what do I do? And then in slow motion, you turn around and you look over the cliff, and you get that feeling. I have faith that if I jump off this cliff right now, God will catch me. God will somehow soften my fall, or send me a gust of wind, and it will lower me to safety. So the army is getting closer and closer and closer and closer. I'm going to refine this over time because this is a good example. Closer and closer and closer. And then you swing around, you see them, you're Oh no, oh no. I have faith in God. I have faith that God will save me. And then you turn around and you run a few feet and you jump and you take the leap. And then what happens? I'm just going to leave that as the cliffhanger. I mean,
Okay.
I would say pun intended there. See, to me, that's how you can use faith
Yes.
without belief, is I have faith
Okay.
that God
hmm
will.
But that's like an undeniable. It's undeniable. Like your whole self has faith in that God is going to be there to save you in some way.
Mm-hmm.
That's what faith is. Like your whole self.
I believe.
You see?
But
Exactly. That's where, what would your example of belief be?
I believe in God. I believe in a higher power.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that there is more to the world than what meets the eye. That's where this has been difficult for me too.
Yes.
I really thought about, do I want this question to be, what is the difference between belief, faith, and knowing?
Mm.
And I'm like, you know what? I think I need to leave knowing out of this one and just leave it to a belief and faith.
Yes.
Because the lines are so much less blurred around
And
that one.
you used to ask the question about what do you know? Didn't you?
I
Or
still
am I
ask that.
mistaken? You know,
Yeah.
like, so it's, well,
Do you know that or do you believe it?
that's the, I could just be having conversations in my head with you. Um, who knows? I think that's another thing too. Like you never really know anything because we're constantly learning. And I feel like even if you think you know something, it's really your opinion on something.
Mm-hmm.
You can have knowledge, but knowledge is always changing. And there's always, you can always learn more.
Mm-hmm.
And there's always something that can contradict what you think you know, because there's three sides to everything. Like there's multiple avenues to everything. There's, but people always say that sides to a story, there's your side, my side, and the truth. And
Mm-hmm.
it's like, okay, it's your opinion, your objective, your perception of things. And I think that's the difference too with those three things, with faith, believing, and knowing. I think that it's going to be a different thing for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's where I think language just gets so tricky.
Mhm.
Because as we were talking about before we started recording, I'm going to leave lots of details out just for the sake of,
yes.
life. But, and I don't want to point a finger at any generation in particular right now, because I think that this is something that maybe is more prevalent in some aspects of our society in some ages. But I think it's something that goes all the way up to people who may be approaching that time when they go to wherever it is that they go or don't go after they pass away. Do people really take the time to consider what it is that they're saying? Do they ever sit down and think, what does this word actually mean?
I don't think they do. I think sometimes people will hear a word used in some context or some way and never really learn the definition of a word, or hear somebody misuse it and think that that's the correct way to use a word. There's also different context of how you feel about a word. A big word that comes up for me a lot in where, my 9 to 5, because I don't say it's my job because I don't like the word job. And if that was my job, it's awful. Anyway, at my 9 to 5, a big word that comes up is respect and disrespect, because it's a constantly, well, they disrespected me. And oh, that's just a lack of respect. Okay, but what if you look up the word respect and disrespect compared to what you're actually, it's not really the same to me. Oh, you disrespected me. That's your opinion of what the word respect means. So if something that could be done to you is the same thing, that's somebody did something to me and I felt it was disrespect, and somebody did the same thing to you and you were like, oh no, it was just, they don't know what they're like. It's not, you may not feel disrespected by it, but I could. It's your feeling of it. So I think a lot of people use words based on what they think it means or how the word itself makes them feel versus learning the definition of it. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And that comes up a lot because I feel that people don't take the time lately to learn language and communication and how to express themselves. in a way that would give clarity on things for someone else who may not know what they're really trying to say, instead of using like a bunch of words that really don't mean anything. Even the person saying them doesn't know what they mean. They just, sound good. And I think that's what a lot of people nowadays, it doesn't matter what generation it is. I think a lot of people now just happen to do that because they hear a word used a lot, and they just, oh, well, that's a new word. And it's like, words aren't trends. Like, it's not like.
Speaking of words, I think we have a word to describe people like that. Any guesses? I'll let you go first. And then
No, I'm not guessing.
Hey, I'm the host here.
Yes.
I'm the one who's asking the questions. I'll bleep out your answer if you want me to.
I don't have a word for that.
Come on, Desirae. It's Saturday noon, or sorry, it's a Saturday afternoon for both of us right now. We can have a good laugh.
Oh my God. I don't even know. Like, there's so many words that are popping into my head right now. I'm not saying any of them. People like that are idiots, in my opinion. They think that's my word.
Okay, well, I'm going to make you feel better right now.
God.
My word for that is assholes.
That too.
They just sound like a bunch of assholes. I've sounded like an asshole at times. I don't know what I'm talking about sometimes. I think I do. I believe that I do.
And you have faith that what you say comes across clearly?
No, I don't have faith in that.
No.
I'm pretty confident that the things that I say,
don't make
someone
sense
is going to
miss.
Well, it makes sense to me.
Yeah,
but someone's going to misinterpret them because someone's going to listen to this episode and be like, man, he's an asshole. Look at him using this word faith and joking about these invading armies across time coming after him on a cliff. I mean, come on. Is that realistic? No. I mean, why would the Mongols be fighting side by side with the Egyptians? They wouldn't. And the French wouldn't be waving white flags. They'd be waving napkins.
Just dig yourself a bigger hole.
This is one of those times.
Oh my God, I love it.
Look, I was French in a past life. I can say that.
So you can say it. Exactly.
I can say it. See, any other race or gender or creed right now, I couldn't say that. Oh, well, no, I can say that because I was that race in a past life. But I was from Gaul in a past life. So if anyone knows what that means, then we can be friends. But if you don't, look in a fucking history book and don't be an asshole and say that I don't know what I'm talking about. Because about this, I do. Maybe. I believe that I lived a life there. It doesn't mean that I did, but I believe that I did.
Exactly. There
so
you go.
I lived in that land, I think. So I can make that statement about the French.
In my own head, I lived there. Yeah.
Look, here's what I admire about the French. They protest a lot. I admire that. When they don't like something, they take to the streets. They don't just, blah, 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 we do not like this. They go and do something about it. I admire that. They stick to their convictions and beliefs. You gotta hand it to them for that.
Yes.
Yeah. Back in the Iraq War, around that time of 2002, 2003, when the French didn't want to join in, the Americans were like, we not, oh, never, that's my French accent. Why do I need to do an accent for Americans? I'm an American. We don't need to, they don't support us. Well, we're going to call them freedom fries now. We're not calling them French fries anymore. Ridiculous. I mean, you got to hand it to the French for sticking to their convictions at the time and not joining in. I mean, hats off. Then again, it could be, we waved a napkin. Boy, I took this way off the rails. How do we get here? Because we were talking about faith and belief, and somehow I started talking about, it was the whole being offended by me talking about these invading armies next to each other. Like, look, a white boy appropriating this.
Oh my God. I'm just cracking up because I thought I was going to go on a tangent, and it's you. I love it.
This is what I do.
I know.
If a guest is ever feeling uncomfortable, like they're going to say something that's horrible, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to save you right now because you may say something to be offensive, but they will completely forget about it after what I'm about to say right now. I love it. Because I'm not going to let my guests take the heat for coming on the platform. What are the rules about this anyways? I didn't violate any rules right now, considering that you associate. Never mind. You wonder, like, the shit, do we really need to bitch about this stuff? I mean, I think we were having a good conversation at the beginning about faith and belief, and I took it off the rails there.
It's fine.
But do you know what I mean? Like, why are there no conversations of actual substance like that? Because to me, that is a conversation of substance. Actually sitting down and saying, what do you believe the difference between faith and belief is? Or What do you feel the difference is between faith and belief?
Yeah, see, we need what is that? A thesaurus to find the different words to use so that we don't repeat ourselves with what do you believe faith in? Yeah, because that's where I think it gets to be confusing. And that just goes to show you we don't have enough knowledge on language.
How long was that rant?
Like 5 minutes?
I'm going to be editing this episode and I'm just sitting there like, oh my God. What did you do? Okay.
Oh my God.
Back to the conversation at hand. Speaking of that, if you would like to book a regression with me, discover when and where you have been throughout time, you can reach me on Instagram at The Past Life Regressionist or on my website, thepastliferegressionist.com. And now, back to the conversation. So Desirae, would you like to give an example of a moment in your life when you had, you know what? This will be up to you if you want to choose belief or faith. So would you like to talk about a moment in your life when you had a belief or a faith in something?
There are a few moments in my life when I had to have faith in something. I was a teenager and I had some health issues. I had it was my freshman year in high school. So I just started high school. It was the beginning of the school year. And I had gotten like a stomach bug and I wasn't sure what it was because I had a fever with it. And, stayed home from school, had a fever. My mom didn't know what it was. She took me to the doctor and they tested me, blood work, everything. Nobody knew what was wrong, sent me with medication. I go home. I'm sick for a week. So it turned out from what we thought was a stomach bug. Now I'm sick for a week. Pain, unbearable. And go back to the hospital, x-rays, CAT scans, blood work, white blood count through the roof, which obviously means
Indication
an infection somewhere. The hospital sends me home with medication that I'm allergic to. So now I'm busting out in hives and I'm home miserable. The only time the pain would go away was when I would go to sleep. So I was sleeping in our dining room on a cot in front of the bathroom. The pain would only go away when I would go to sleep. The pain wasn't going away anymore. 3:00 in the morning, my father gets up, takes me to the emergency room to a different hospital, the hospital that's actually closest to our house. We go, they take me back in again, blood work, white blood count through the roof, x-rays, MRIs, CAT scans. Finally, there's some internist there, specialist, sees me, looks at my CAT scan, tells my parents he's admitting me and I'm going in for emergency surgery. Takes me in for emergency surgery. Well, puts me in the room. And at that point, I'm the freshman in high school. I'm like 14, 15 years old. It's just I had faith that this pain would go away and God, my higher power, whoever I believed in at the time, was going to get me through it however it was needed for me to get through it, whatever that would be. Whether it was relieving the pain and me not being here anymore, or relieving the pain and just finding out what was wrong and me surviving and getting through this. Also having the faith that my parents wouldn't be as scared as they were because as a kid, your parents are who they are. They're strong. But to sit in that emergency room and to see my father with fear in his eyes that his little girl wasn't going to make it because they're rushing her into emergency surgery was kind of scary. So they take me, my crystal. They take me in for emergency surgery. As they take me in, they tell my parents afterwards that I had an hour left to live because my appendix had ruptured 5 days earlier and I was septic and toxic and everything was running through my system. So if my father hadn't taken me to the emergency room when he did, I wouldn't be here right now. So that is faith, in my opinion. I had faith that I was going to make it through that. And in all honesty, I feel too that we come into this life, our souls have a contract, and you choose your life path. You choose your whole life from the moment you're born to how you're going to die, certain events. And then, of course, you have free will in it to make your own decisions. But overall, however you're going to be born and how you're going to, those are already mapped out for you. Your free will may change certain other things in your life, but you're always going to end up where you need to end up. That's my opinion. I also I believe that we are also given checkpoints in our lives where something may happen. And if you feel like your contract is not going according to plan and you want out, that checkpoint is your opportunity to say, take me out, I'm done. So when I had my moment there, which obviously I don't remember what happened when I was under in the emergency room, but I've honestly, in my opinion, have faith that my soul was like, I don't think I'm done yet. This is my checkpoint, but I think I'm going to still play this game. There's something else I got to do, something more I got to be. I got to make it to that end point, the end of the contract that we made. So that's my feeling on faith and when I've had faith in my life, because when I came out of that and back in the hospital, certain things in my life changed. Yes, all of a sudden I developed, typical depression of being a teenager. And that's when my life, like, you move around certain things. I was in high school, go back to school. I was out for 2 months. So you go back to the rumors. So it's like overcoming certain things that I wouldn't have had to deal with before. But it was like, okay, I chose to come back. I had faith that, okay, you get through these little stages in your life because they're directing you to be on your path and push you where you need to go. And then other things in my life kind of pushed me back on a line to kind of get me back on my contract. So I think that's where I've had faith in my life, where I knew in that moment it's however was meant to play out, it was going to play out. So it's checkpoint you're taking out or checkpoint you're going back in and things are going to work out how it needs to. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. So I think you used the word God earlier in that with faith.
Mm-hmm.
Do you believe that an atheist can have faith?
Yes.
Tell me about that.
Well, I was going to say, well, they have to believe in something. They believe in that there's no God. No. And again, using the word belief. I feel that an atheist can have faith. I don't think faith is based on religion or source. I think it's just, like I said, a knowing in your core being, not even in your soul, just a knowing that you have internally. So I feel that an atheist can have faith, because it doesn't necessarily have to be that it's a religious thing, or, does that make sense? I'm trying not to use the word believe in explaining that.
I think use whatever word you need to use.
I don't think that it has to be, I don't think faith has to involve religion. And I think that that's the confusion that people have. Most people always confuse the word faith with religion and religious beliefs and religious faith versus just faith and belief. Like, it doesn't necessarily mean religion and God and source. And, I can have faith that if my pet runs away, it's going to come back, because it knows that I feed it. Like, that's my faith that it's going to come back home. Like, there's nothing religious about that. There's no belief in God that, my dog or cat is going to come back home because it ran away. Like, that to me is my feeling on that.
I love the point you brought up there, because that's one of the things that I had to ask myself when I started thinking about this question, about the difference between belief and faith. Why have I been so resistant to this word faith? For me, it's because I believe that I associated it with religion. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, I have faith, whatever that may be. It was an association that I imposed. I don't think any dictionary did it, but I associated it with religion because I feel that religion kind of monopolized it a bit, at least in the way that I perceived it. So you know what? I'm going to stay away from that word faith because it's religious. But it's not a religious word. No. It's not. It's a word.
Yes.
It's okay. So, it was just so fascinating to me when I sat down to think about these couple of words. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, God. My God, the misconceptions that I have had about the world because of the way that I perceived these few words. That's it. There's no real follow-up question with that. That's just, period. But I guess my question with regards to faith, what is the basis of faith, though? Does faith have to be built off of something? Or does it have to be operating off of something? Or is it just a word? Because it feels like there's an action behind having faith in something, or faith of that. Having faith that my dog will come home. Or what was it you said for the dog? Sorry.
That it'll come home if it leaves. Like, yeah, that it'll just come back.
Right.
Because you feed it.
But what's that predicated based off of? Like, what is guiding
An
the
inner
dog back
knowing.
home.
The other word you don't want to use, a knowing.
I didn't say any words were off limits here.
No, but
That was the way you perceived what I said. I never said that.
no, well, use what out of the 3 words you want. You were gonna ask. People.
I said I just was wondering, or not. I was wondering. I said I thought about, was I gonna make this question, what's the difference between belief, faith, and knowing? But I decided to leave knowing off. I never said that you couldn't say knowing.
I feel that that faith and knowing are similar in my opinion, if that makes sense.
Well, you're safe because you said opinion.
Yes.
So I can't question it.
True. But it is true.
Sorry. I'm having way too much fun.
No, but it's because I think that that's the difference, is that I will always say it's my opinion, because I don't think I'd be shocked if anybody feels the way that I feel about it.
Was this Wonderwall?
Yeah. Shut up. That's another song I like. Anyway,
I'm sorry.
Well, to me, faith is not always based on something concrete. It's to me, it's it's a feeling. It's a knowing of like, okay, it's just this innate thing that you kind of have in you. I was going to say belief, but it's a feeling that you have. It's a knowing in your heart, like that things are gonna, I don't know, in your own personal aspect of things happening. Like with what you said, jumping off the cliff, you have faith that God is going to catch you. Okay, well, in your own personal set, like that's like you're hoping that it's a thing that's going to happen, and knowing that it's going to, but you do it because you have faith that it's going to happen. So it's not really based on anything, where I think sometimes belief is based on some type of knowledge that you've received, whether it could be correct or incorrect, accurate or not inaccurate. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to use correct language, correct grammar.
I'm just sitting here thinking about growing up and going to school.
Mm-hmm.
And what would it have been like if we had conversations like this
instead
when we were
of
going
what
to
we were
school?
taught?
Mm-hmm.
I think the world would be a lot more interesting, and we'd have a lot more open conversations, and people's opinions would be heard.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily that things need to happen, but for people to be able to express themselves and at least be heard. To me, that's a big thing, like everybody should be able to have a conversation and be heard, and not constantly belittled because of what they believe personally, or what they feel, or what their opinion is.
Even
like
the assholes.
Exactly. Especially, like just let it be what it is. And, you should be able to express yourself verbally without becoming violent or having to act on it, if that makes sense. And I think that if we had conversations like this in school and learned how to communicate, they taught us handwriting. We learned penmanship, but we didn't learn communication. And now they don't even teach that. They don't even teach penmanship. So these, it's like, okay, you're not teaching life skills. And I think that's an issue. I always said I don't like small talk. And to me, this is like, I like in-depth conversations that kind of make you think, and you learn the little things about people with in-depth conversations.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, does this really come off as one of those? Well, I know it as we're talking about it does, but if you were to say to someone, oh, I sat down and had a conversation with some guy, some guy who said he was French in a past life, and we're just talking about the difference between belief and faith. Does it really seem that lofty if you're hearing it? I mean, I'm going to answer my own question here. For me, I'd be, oh, okay, yeah. But if I actually sat down to have that conversation, I'd be like, damn, that is intricate. I mean, forget all this talk about the universe and in the origins of existence and whatever it may be, and bullshit. And so I was working Rule 3 there. I am just off my goofy rocker today.
That's fine. I've missed it.
But yeah, thank you. That's nice. I appreciate it. Okay. So it's just so simple. But I think this is where the real change ends up happening for all of us. And I think it's the self-awareness component too, because when you said, about not using the word no, and I said, well, I never said you couldn't use it. But then as you were talking, I put myself in your position and I thought, if I were in your shoes and that was brought up at the beginning, how would I approach that word no? And I thought to myself, you know what? I'd probably do exactly what Desiree's doing. Even though it wasn't explicitly stated that it wasn't a no. I mean, no, again, no, it's kind of a pun intended there. Or a no, definitely a pun intended there. Is that really a pun though? I think that's a pun. That's a pun, right? Am I using that correctly?
I don't know. I think so.
It's not a no, or no.
No. It's not a no.
But would I have fully heard everything, or would I have just heard not using no and then not used it because I wasn't hearing everything and just working with the totality of it? So it's like I could sit there and be like, oh, well, I probably would have done the same thing. And then me listening to what you were saying about listening to everyone. And then I wanted to jump in and say, yeah, not berate anyone. And then me saying, well, I can't say that because I've been sitting here calling them assholes. So have to have the self-awareness that I'm going to sound like an idiot. If it's like, well, yeah, don't berate anyone. But yeah, I don't think that makes it right necessarily that I'm aware that I've done it. But, it's just, yeah, it's just one of those things. Where's the pendulum swinging today? It's going to be one of those.
There you go.
Yeah. So.
But I like that it's a conversation and it goes back and forth, and things are said and you kind of wonder like, okay, wait, what did I say? Something that offended someone? But
I stand by it.
Listen to what I had to say and like process it, or hear what's being expressed versus the words that are just coming out of my mouth, it's, and I think that that's the difference. I feel like if people actually sat and listened to people don't listen to hear what you're saying or to process what you're expressing. They listen to react or to respond, or they don't hear everything completely what you're, as to what you're saying and the point you're making. They just want to respond or react or nitpick and pick and choose what they can comment on or be offended by, and it's why you would learn so much about somebody or so much about the world. And, if you just sat and had a conversation with somebody, and let them express themselves and what they feel like, people would, relationships, family function, like everything would be so much better if you just sat and listened to somebody express how they feel about a situation without you having to react to it.
And yeah, we'll call a spade a spade. I was being judgmental there when I was talking about, not of Desirae, of course, but when I was,
you could be, it's fine, whatever.
But when I was talking about people being assholes who talk about things that they don't understand or they don't know, and they just use a lot of, that's always my favorite one when I see people using big words. Like, can't you just use the? Why do you have to do a whole soliloquy just to spit out the or and?
Henceforth and with, like,
yeah.
What are you doing?
I mean, I will use that in jest.
Yes.
But
there are people who use that as their everyday language. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You don't even know what it means.
It's compensating.
Yes.
And
exactly.
And as someone who works in a spiritual field, me, and having a spiritual image to maintain, which I do very poorly, or do I? Is it just being real? I'm not going to lie. Do I do my best to not judge people? Yeah. Do I like to have those moments where I say, what would I do if I were in their shoes? Yeah, I do my best. There's this term I learned from my astrology teacher, same as Jim Scher. I don't think it originated with him, but it's who taught me this term, so I want to give him the shout out. It's called impartially observing, where it's impartially observing your actions in the moment. So it's almost as if you and I are having the conversation, and I step out and view it from a third person perspective and impartially observe my own actions in the moment. I think I'm doing that right, or explaining that right.
It makes sense.
I am being judgmental of people when I say that. And you know what? I try my best to not be, but I am. I just have to realize it. And I think if you're talking to, I think, yeah, just like I said before, assholes have a right to talk too. maybe they're not actually assholes, but they may sound like an asshole.
Mhm.
So if you're having a conversation with someone who's really nice, but they sound like an asshole because they don't know what they're talking about, ask them.
Mhm.
Say, what do you mean by that? What are you talking about? Because here is the great thing about when I asked the question to Desirae about the difference between belief and faith. Sorry that I'm going to speak about you in the third person right now.
That's
but
fine.
Probably going somewhere with it, I think. Maybe. I believe. I have faith that I'm going somewhere with it. She was actively working it out loud and going through the thought process and figuring out what the answer was going to be. So I understood where she was coming from.
Mhm.
Instead of her just spewing off some mumbo jumbo new age bullshit that,
Mhm.
that talks about, well, just fill in the blank, X, Y, or Z. There are many accounts out there that will, okay, sorry. This is what happens when I got to stay and just at one
You're
frequency or
passionate
wavelength.
about what you're saying. And
And now I feel like an
understand that.
asshole for saying frequency. I'm like, I'm not one of those schmucks now. Wait, ask an asshole. What are you talking about? What is that big thing you just said right now? I asked you what the difference between belief and faith is. Why are you telling me about the concept of manifest destiny and why why George Washington shouldn't have been the first president of the United States, and that
Oh my God.
that humans came from Orion. I asked you about belief and faith.
Mhm.
So what do you mean by that? How does that have to do? What do you mean? That's part of the conversation. You're a fucking idiot. Like, what you talk? No, please tell me more. I mean, you can sound like an asshole when you say, would you tell me more? If you need some pointers in that, I can just, reach out to me at thepastliferegressions.com. Oh, I mixed that up. I say on my Instagram at the Past Life Regressions, or my website, the Past Life. It's been stated 3 times at this point.
Exactly.
You know
Everybody
where to find
knows.
me.
Everybody knows it.
So I don't know if you had anything to comment on that, or if I could ask you the final question. Your call. You know what? Comment on it, but this time,
Okay.
can you make yourself look like an idiot? Just to take a little bit of the heat away from me.
I'll try, but I was gonna just say that if you ask somebody when they go on their like tangents of them not knowing, like, they express themselves in that way of really not making sense as to what you asked, did you ask them to elaborate why they said something? I don't know. I think you find out that they really don't know what they're speaking about. That was going to be my comment.
That was
I
a
don't know.
much more eloquent way of stating what I said. And you know what? I take it back. What? Sorry. Oh, no, go ahead, Desiree. I'll remember this thought. What were you going to say?
No, that's it. Go ahead.
I take back the stuff I said about sound like an idiot. I just need to own it. This is who I am. I can sit here and have a super serious conversation. I can do it. I can stay straight-laced through the entire thing. That's who I am too. It's not like I need to control myself, but then there are those times where this is just going to come out. I just need to own it. This is who I am. I don't even, look at me, I'm such an idiot. I may be acting like it, but who gives a shit? This is who I am.
That's how you
I don't need
express yourself.
to be, I don't need to have a crystal hat on and be wearing all hemp. And I mean, I did buy a pair of harem pants a couple months ago for a costume party, but I also wore my Flava Flav clock.
Okay.
So it's...
I was going to say, have you worn them after the costume party? Like, do you wear them on a regular basis? They're comfortable.
And
right?
not out of the house. I actually don't like them that much.
No?
I like my sweatpants better because with the harem, it's like...
They're too loose, like too big?
No, they're too restricting.
Restricted. Oh, okay.
Because I can't, the fabric only goes so far.
So far, yeah.
And that's when I realized that I don't think that MC Hammer was wearing harem pants, because when I got them, I'm like, oh, it's MC Hammer pants. Like, no, parachute pants are different. There's no way MC Hammer could move that way wearing harem pants. Either that or he was defying the laws of physics. But that's
It's a whole nother conversation.
That's for my other podcast. That's not Timeless Spirituality. That we'll talk about MC Hammer and Hammer don't hurt him.
Got it.
By the way, the Wonderwall joke earlier, I thought it was genius. I don't know if anyone else picked up on it.
Stop.
So if you heard that before, go check out the Oasis song Wonderwall.
I'm telling you,
because I think you used the word anybody,
songs.
right?
Yeah.
And feels.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And he used belief too. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. That was a brilliant joke. Like, so I don't, yes, I need to self-congratulate right now. And I am tapping myself. That was fucking brilliant. I'm going to own it. That was a great joke.
I like one of those. I like that song. It's on my playlist.
I'm glad that you got it. I was so like relieved
get it.
that I'd have to sit there and explain it because I almost felt the oh my God, if this joke doesn't land right now, but at least Desirae got it. It's just, I'm sure some other people out. I mean, most of the audience, if I didn't know better, I'd say I was manic with the way I'm talking today. But I'm not, I'm good. It's just, I'm having fun. And then I think about the demographic breakdowns. And then I was flashing across my, my brain eye.
Yeah.
Not my third eye, my brain eye.
Your brain eye.
Like, oh my God. The majority of the audience wasn't even born yet when that song came out.
My nieces know it, and they're
you're their aunt.
Yeah, but I don't play it. Like I'm alone a lot, and I'll play like random. I take my one niece home because she goes to the school that I work at. So randomly she'll be like, "Oh, can I come home with you?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Well, we're gonna listen to my music," and my playlist goes from like show tunes to like whatever. It's very random and sporadic. And stuff will come on and I'm like, "Oh, I'll change it." And she's like, "No, I like that song." Or, "Oh," and I'm like, "How?" And like singing it. I'm like, "How do you know the words?" "Oh, I just do." I'm like, "Oh, okay." They know it.
She's remembering it from her past life.
Probably. The little one who was my mom in the past, I don't know. She's still like, "You need to listen to me because I was your mother." I was like, "That was a past life, not now." Like,
yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
By the way, I was pretty much joking with the thing about she's remembering it from a past life, because that would be something else if she was
that quick, especially, right?
I mean, I can't say she didn't hear it in a past life. Then again, the question becomes: are lives really past lives, or
past
are they just
lives? Or are they parallel? Or
that's. I just stick with past lives.
It's easier.
That's why oftentimes I'm just gonna, because I'm in this giddy mood right now. Here's a little thing for everyone. You're not hearing me use the word past lives as much anymore. I refer to them mainly as other lives now, because it's easier when I'm explaining past life regression to use past lives. But whenever I don't need to say past lives, I usually use other lives.
I think that that's growth, because I've been doing that with my Reiki practice, because it's not just Reiki to me. It is energy. It's a lot of energy work. So I've been using it more of like, okay, well, energy healing and Reiki, like using the double, like the two different words. So it's like, I'll speak to it as like, okay, I'm an energy healer or practitioner, because I am. I use
not just Reiki,
because it all comes through in different ways. So I get that. I think it's growth and finding who you are too as a practitioner.
I mean, it really goes against the branding.
Well, yeah, but still, whatever. You know,
or you can reach me on the other life regressionist.
The other life regressionist. Sounds weird. Like, I'm like, what is he talking about?
I got another one that I bought the domain for. That's really, I've been paying for it for like 3 years now. If I ever shift directions, this is what I don't want to let go. It just renewed the other day, so that's what reminded me. And I did a "the" in front of it and without the, so it's 2 extra domains that I'm paying for. Okay. So last thought before I ask the final question.
Okay.
This is one of those times where I'm saying, this is a great episode. I had fun. I hope the audience has enjoyed it. And I wonder how it would have been different had I prepared for it. Actually just said Desirae,
we said it was
hey, we're just going to do
conversation.
Yeah. So that's what happens. So Desirae.
Yes.
In this little baggie right now, it's the final question. I believe I've debuted this on the show as we're recording this.
Okay.
So this is called the "How Have You Learned in the Past" game.
How have I learned in the past? Okay.
Or what I still haven't got this down yet. What have you learned in the past? Game. Or learned in the last game. This is what
you'll figure it out.
I'm always working out. I really need you to sit down and figure out the name of this game instead of figuring this out every time I'm recording this.
And write it on the baggie.
See, this is when I realized I got this completely wrong. So what if you learned in the last? You're right. I need to write this on the baggie because I did come up with branding for this game.
Okay.
It's called the "How Have You Grown in the Last Game" or in the past game.
Okay. Write it on the baggie.
Okay. So Desirae, in this baggie, I have 4 different periods of time. And as you will see, I am shifting them around And then I'm taking my hand out. So you see, I'm not holding anyone in particular. I'm putting it back in and shifting it around again.
Okay.
Because I do like to maintain the integrity of the game.
You
Pulling
need
it
one of
out
those
again.
bingo roller thingies, like the bingo balls.
I did that in one episode that I was editing. I put a sound in, like a sound effect. And I just left it to see what happens. It was in one of the serious episodes too. It amused me. Hand out. Okay. So I'm not going to get that one. Let's get this one. This is okay. This is the most difficult out of the four. So Desirae, how have you grown in the past? I like past. We're going to go with past.
Okay.
How have you grown in the past day?
Oh, in the past day. Well, how have I grown in the past day? I really didn't do much today. I've grown in self-care. That's what I did. I got up this morning. I did a spiritual head wash. I meditated. I journaled. I did my cards. I took time to sit with myself and question where I'm at compared to where I was in general. And I think it was more because I knew I was going to see you today. Does that make sense? So I've grown in that. I actually took time to sit with myself today and give myself a moment to think about who I am, if that makes any sense, because I still don't feel like I'm expressing it clearly, but that's how I've grown in personally, how I feel I've grown in the last day, taking the time to do work on myself.
It's more than most people can say.
Okay. Thank you. I got nervous that it was going to be like something, how have I grown in the last 10 years? I'm like, oh my God, I don't know.
Yeah, the options there are day, week, month, and year.
Okay.
So
there's a lot. Those I think that game is good. Day is quick, but it's, it's
Yeah.
Thanks. Of course you gave me that one.
Well,
you didn't give me that one.
I maintain the integrity
gave me
of the
that
game.
one.
Yeah, exactly. Like
I saw you.
Yeah. I don't, because
I know.
that one's not as, I don't have a favorite per se, but that's always the one where I open it up. I'm like, oh, I actually made that sound.
Yes, you did.
When I recorded. Did I make that sound this one? Or,
you did. You were
like,
oh.
Well, it doesn't allow for much
room thanks.
for growth. Yeah.
What is he going to ask me? How am I going to answer? Yeah, that's exactly how I felt when I was like, oh my God, what is it?
I like that. That's cool. I appreciate that you took the time to sit down and think.
Yeah.
And it's cool because, look, I may not know many things, but I believe that if I were to ask you this question tomorrow, you probably would have said to me, you know what? In the last day, I had a conversation where...
Okay, so if somebody asks me what I did this weekend, how am I going to... I have to explain today in my conversation, and it's not going to make sense to some people. They're going to be like,
there's a difference?
They're going to be like, what the hell do you... But most people get me.
Did you go back to the church? I thought you were some energy practitioner.
My 9 to 5, I don't, like they know, like I'll go in and I'm like, my people. And I just, which are my, when I say my people, certain of my coworkers know I'm referring to my spirit guides, I'm like, my people said, so they just look at me like, yeah, okay. And they just keep walking. So it's, whatever. So I think if Desirae. I mentioned it to those people, like those coworkers, they're like, oh, okay. You talk to who about what? Like, oh, my past life regressionist who was my brother in a past life who I haven't spoken to in 2 years. And like, I'm like, what the hell did you talk about? It'll just be, whatever.
Soda. We talked about the weather a little bit. He went on some rant about the French.
And napkins. Who knows?
Was they brown napkins? Because okay. Taking that part out. Because they do not get dirty.
Sorry, I did not mean to. No, you brought them up. You brought up the French.
The French? Yeah, that was me.
I just mentioned the napkins.
Yeah. So, Desirae, what services do you offer?
I offer Reiki services, Reiki and energy healing. I currently have 3 services on my website. You can find me at yellowfinchhealing.com and on Instagram at Yellow Finch Healing. I offer an additional an initial Reiki consultation, which is hour and 45-minute session of energy work. We do like a 20-minute consultation beforehand. You could do it. I usually do like a virtual, or I could do Zoom sessions. My in-person sessions are limited because I do have a 9 to 5 job. So I offer that. So it's 20 minutes to a half an hour of us having a conversation of what areas you're looking to work on. Then we do 90 minutes of energy work. Then after that, we go over what came up, and I'm offering with that aura sprays that I'm working on that I've been doing since 2019. So we will do a custom spray after that initial session for whatever comes up in your session, and that would be shipped to you afterwards. My other services would be, or in addition to that, are traditional healing work, which is like 60 minutes or 90 minutes after that. Those are the other two options. And then I also offer a special for throat chakra healing. So that's 45 minutes of just me focusing on the throat chakra, which is for communication, which I've worked on a lot since my past life regression with you, Daniel, because that was one of my big things that my higher self had said I needed to work on. And we had cleared that out, because I don't think we discussed this in my last interview with you. In my higher self session, I had a growth in my thyroid that my endocrinologist had said they wanted to do a biopsy on, and you had asked my higher self if she could clear that out, and she did. So when I went back to the endocrinologist, it was gone. There's no residue. It looks like I've never even had a growth in my thyroid. So I've been doing my own energy and healing work on my thyroid, and I've decided to offer that work to clients. So that session would focus solely on what the throat chakra is. If you have trouble communicating or feel that you're blocked in expressing yourself. So we focus on that, we work on that. And then with that session, the first time you book it, once the session happens, I send you also a throat chakra spray to use to help you speak with intention and speak with clarity and purpose. And then I offer separately all of my aura sprays. I have about 10 of them for different purposes. Every spray has an intention set to it, a general intention. They all have affirmations. Some have crystals, all essential oils. And then if you order them, then I set them specifically to you when I ship them out. And that's what I do.
Wow. That's really cool about your thyroid. I mean, not that, but the after stuff.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
Yeah. This is one of those things also where, as much as I just want to chalk that up to past life regression, you expressed yourself. So
with your help getting there,
yeah,
it was you helped me with that too. You said some things to me that I still go back on too, even after in our conversations.
I appreciate that. I guess my fear is that someone will hear what you just said right now and
solely think it's about you.
Yeah. And that it's the end all be all, because it's like, you've done a lot of work on yourself.
Yes, so. It was with your assistance that I was able to focus where I needed to focus. So I learned, you asked my higher self if she would assist with clearing, and she said she would. And I continued to, as a energy worker and Reiki practitioner, that was a focus that I would work on myself as well. And what I mean by you helping me was, like I said, you allowed me to have a conversation with my higher self, or, for me to speak with her, to know who she is, and to know that she was going to clear that out, to know you open the lines of communication where I could actually have a conversation with her and to not feel stuck on things. And afterwards, when you and I had our own little conversations, even after the session, and then before the other episode that we did, you had made a comment to me where it's like, I said, I don't like the sound of my own voice. And you had told me to not be selfish, that maybe some people would like to hear my voice and they need to hear it. So I think in that aspect, that was you. And based on that conversation that we had in the last, our recording, I had gotten a client from my recording with you, my episode. And she said that she booked because she liked the sound of my voice. And I felt so honored, even though I felt embarrassed at the same time. I'm like, oh my God, you like that? I can't stand the sound of my voice, but you do. So, okay. And she said she could listen to me speak all day. And I'm
Oh,
so appreciative of that. So
wow.
that came from you. Like, you gave me that opportunity. So
I appreciate
thank
that.
you.
I'll own that one.
Yeah. You see, so it's your assistance. I'm not necessarily
Yeah.
saying you did it all. It was with,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know,
I appreciate that. I really
okay.
do. And
So did that clarify things for the
yeah,
listeners?
because it's that still that feeling of I really always want to be responsible and do my due diligence
Mhm.
for everyone to understand that you really do have to do the work.
Mhm.
That
It's a big part of
that's
it.
a big part. It's not just
Big.
snapping your finger. I mean, is it possible? Sure. I believe anything is possible.
Mhm.
But
You have to
so
want to do the healing work, and I
exactly.
know that you and I have had that conversation too, where it's like,
Mhm.
okay, if you're not open and honest about what's the issue or coming up, like, and you don't sit with that, like, nothing you do is going to really work to help you get any better or far along in your healing process either.
Mhm.
Because that was a big thing too. Like, you need to be honest with yourself before the stuff will work. So
Right. And yeah, you're not the same Desirae that I met. I mean, a lot for all intents and purposes, you are, but there was none of that talk today before coming on and recording, and that's a huge improvement.
yeah.
And just that, I mean, that it just that's growth. So that I guess shrunk something else that was growing. So yes, that's just what I really want to stress to everyone is
Yeah.
you really got to do the work. And Desirae,
Mhm.
she's done the work. So
It's nonstop work.
yeah.
But you have to want to do it.
Mhm.
So yeah. And
So
I appreciate having your support in that too. So, and I do enjoy the check-ins. I check in with you. We go back and forth just briefly. So I enjoy that as well. So that's something that the session gave me, that little bit of, okay, I have somebody I could check in on and check in with. So
well, I'm glad to have you in my life, past life,
all of that,
brother, right? Yeah,
Brother.
brother, yeah. So thank you for coming on for this very seriously fun episode. And who knows what your third appearance will be?
Oh my goodness.
Without that one will just probably be somewhere in the cosmos.
Maybe. Let's see.
We're going in that direction. So yay.
Yay.
I got to figure out something more mature to sign off with, but that'll
I
do for
enjoy
now.
that.
Yay. Fellow time travelers, your journey through time awaits you. Just want to thank you guys so much for listening to today's episode. And if you're interested in discovering who, when, and where you have been throughout time, and you'd like to book a sesh with me, just go ahead and send me a message on Instagram at The Past Life Regressionist, or you can reach me through my website, yourpastliferegressionist.com.